can't wait able to try some sweets or donuts or anything else to be more specific. Oh, this is gonna be so delicious. Sorry about that, folks. Hey, what's up, everyone? It is the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm of course back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Sonic Colors Ultimate for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series X/Series S, and the honorable mentions, the PlayStation 5, which I'll discuss on that in a moment. So, yeah, last time we have managed able to complete the forms of Starlight Carnival, and we did manage able to take down the first generator, as you can see on screen, and overall we did have a really great time on that particular zone, even though despite the fact that we need to still head back onto Starlight Carnival once we're able to actually access to every single wisps throughout the game. So, yeah, speaking of such, today for this episode in particular, and that is the fact that we're going to be hit on to the next world, which is Sweet Mountain. So because of that though, yeah, we were expecting that we could able to actually save this world for the second world, but again, as I said before, I like to do things a bit differently this time around to show you guys the alternative cutscene for the sake of the forms of, well, throughout the story itself. So, as you can see, I've managed able to once again change my gloves and shoes right here. So as you can see, that I've now managed to customize my gloves and my shoes are entirely pink, to actually representing with the forms of the pink frosted sprinkle donut or something like that. Ever since enjoying the forms of in The Simpsons, and also well, Smosh videos for the sake of on the YouTube comedy and stuff like that in the past for food battle and stuff like that. And that's pretty much as far as I can say about this for the most part, really. I mean, and also candy floss as well, for the sake of, like, you know, candy and sweets and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's pretty much set up as such. So, I will have to admit, though, right away, I'm not a big fan of the forms of Sweet Mountain remakes music, mainly because of the fact it just feels kind of, well, underwhelming, to say the least. I still rather prefer the original OST soundtrack with the Sweet Mountain theme, because either way though, we'll point things out in a moment. So as you can see, we got ourselves the yellow drill wisp, as you can see, and basically this allows you to able to actually go through the actual, like, well, drill from the ground, and then basically you can able to discover some secrets there, like, for instance, hidden areas, as well as the forms of the red star rings occasionally, and as well as from that, alternative pathways to take. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. And, also we might come across into ourselves the orange rocket wisp entering at some point until in Act 3. So, yeah, we can expect we can able to actually, just to come across into those, you know, familiar wisps like we used to. So, either way though, a few things I want to explain for this point today, because today's day is of course the 11th of January today, in this case in 2022 today. So, potentially speaking, now we're pretty much almost at the halfway point in terms of, well, January already. And as a result though, so again, certain days are going really dang fast and quick, especially noticeable if we're able to try to deal with, like, you know, more recordings and all that stuff though, which I think we've already established that ever since, like, loads of times since during the forms of about a year ago. So, yeah, there's not much else I can usually just trying to able to say about this from this point right here. Oh, and also another thing is the fact that happy 3rd anniversary in terms of the release of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. Jeez, I can't even believe it's been about 3 years ago since, not only that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Switch came out, but also I get the strong sense of feeling too that Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey just managed able to came out for about 3 years ago. Well, it already did in Japan, just because obviously that particular version of the game did already came out in 2018, as opposed to an English version came out in 2019, the final era of the forms of the 3DS games release. So at least as far as I'm usually concerned about what this is though. So, oh, and also another thing is the fact that until at some point by the end of this month in particular, that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be 3 years old by that time. So, yeah, I can't even believe time itself still flying by. And also applies to the forms of the finale season in terms of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic series of TV shows and stuff like that. So, and I suppose that I believe that some Toy Sales has already mentioned about this, or including the forms of Merxy has already mentioned about during the course of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong Let's Play back in November last year. About the fact, no matter what though, sorry, I can't really speak today for this point, folks. I somehow got distracted by other things, but regardless of such though, is the fact that during and later on throughout the year, that we can expect to see the actual, well, the next My Little Pony TV series, which is actually based off from a new generation, and, well, I'm gonna be pretty hyped about this one, especially noticeable after seeing a new generation as a feature-length film on Netflix. I was really gonna be excited to see how that's gonna turn out. I don't know what animation style they're going for here. Is it gonna be like CGI or 2D animation, just like in Friendship is Magic 1 was? But we'll see what happens there. Oh god, this music. Yeah, this music sucks. Oh god, you never know about the fact that with this remake's music on the likes of Act 2 theme, it just sounds a bit, I don't know, kind of off to me. I think it's like, I'm pretty sure this music is actually going to be heavily utilized as like piano pieces or something like that, or maybe I just have no words to say about this. Even though one thing I will mention about this is that, well, because usually, unlike any forms of any other, like, remastered music games and stuff like that, let's just say, for example, in Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, that if you guys are not a big fan of the forms of the remakes music on certain stages or something like that, well, basically, luckily, there's an option for you. You can able to actually change, well, some of these, you know, remakes music into the original OST's music, so that way you can get your, benefit for the doubt when it comes to preferring some of these familiar music if you guys ever played the past Super Monkey Ball games before on one hand. So, but unfortunately though, there was no options able to actually just to change that, sadly, because, well, there was no options able to actually toggle through remix music to the original OST, because obviously I'll talk more about that once we get into the forms within the fourth world in the game, which is, to be more specifically, Planet Wisp. So, hopefully we should be able to actually just to discuss on that during that time. So as you can see, we've already managed able to come across into the first two red star rings, but only because this is a good reason why that we've managed to traverse through Starlight Carnival first, as opposed to this first. Mainly because of the fact that hopefully I can able to catch up with, you know, red star rings collectathon, basically. So that way I can able to actually get the benefit for the doubt when it comes to likely just to give a better chance by able to actually just to show you guys where every single of those red star ring locations are. So yeah, you probably get the idea about that specific worth noting for the sake of time. So, and also that the green hovers usually requires to able to actually just to, well, get certain red star rings. Well, to be more specifically, two of them to be exact. One of them we've already got from the very beginning, and another one just almost nearly at the end. I mean, look at all that, you know, giant burgers and all that stuff though. It does kind of reminds me of Chloe with a Chance of Meatballs. Although I've heard about the film, but it's not my interest, because, well, I'm usually rather prefer like other films like, you know, Disney films and all that stuff though. That's mainly because Disney is the, for everyone, obviously, so, it is actually more popular now, because thanks to the forms of Disney Plus, it's still a thing after all. And as a result, though, we can expect to see what some of these, well, some more stuff they'll include. Well, possibly in the future, so anyway, as you can see, we actually got the second S rank on Sweet Mountain. So yeah, that's actually super dope and everything. Especially noticeable that we keep on, like, saving our rings, and also we keep on collecting some more red star rings throughout. So yeah, everything goes all pretty good and everything. So, oh jeez, this music is even meh. I don't know what I feel about this, honestly, because, well, still, I much rather prefer listen to some of these, original OST, music and stuff like that, because still, the remix music is okay, well, some of them are okay, but not every single track can be that much better either, so, but that's just me. So here we go on to Act 3, and as I said, that we will eventually come across into ourselves the orange rocket wisp, so hopefully we would be able to actually, well, use that wisp no matter what, if we manage able to approach it into there somewhere, so yeah, when it comes to forms of likely for certain customization with all the, you know, shoes and gloves and you name the rest, for each and every single episode, in terms of the forms of this specifically for this Let's Play, for each and every single, like, Tuesdays and Thursdays in particular for this uploading schedule, that I'm actually going to be able to actually change the forms of some of these cosmetic gloves and shoes off screen so that I can able to show you guys some of these different colors between the, well, the shoes and gloves and everything, so although, for the majority of the playthrough, although, mind you, if we get into the forms of some side content, to be more specifically with those, well, let's just say Red Star Rings Collectathon, as well as the forms of, well, let's just say the Rival Rush races, that I'll talk more about that in the later portions of this playthrough. So as a result, though, then I could probably able to actually to change the cosmetics between the, well, shoes and gloves, and that's pretty much about it. So close to getting S rank, but that's okay, because this is mainly due to, the red star rings that I somehow missed. So, but that's okay, because either way, oh, so close to get that another Tails save icon, but although I will get to my huge criticism with that particular mechanic, whenever we get into the forms of towards at the very end of the playthrough, I'm just gonna say that much until now. So now we can able to actually use the orange wisp in any other like planets now, and also we've managed to got some more red star rings, so that will unlock something for the sake of the forms of well, the Gameland section. So. And now let's move on to Act 4, so hopefully we're able to hear the original OST music, so yep, that's more like it. Especially noticeable because, again, it's my preferred kind of music like this, especially noticeable how, you know, for the majority of, oh, this camera angle is different, especially noticeable because even then though, I'm more accustomed to the forms of, the original music soundtrack in this game, because obviously the music is so good back on the day. Well, back in the day, that is. Back in 2010, of course. And aside from that, though, that's the only thing I'm most able to get accustomed to. And I got another trophy, which I'm guessing it's more accurately from the likes of, I would say doing homing attacks with those specific enemies, as far as I'm concerned. So, anyways, let's use the hover to able to actually get up there. And of course, if we go up there, then the Jade Ghost Wisp appears, so that way we can get ourselves the next red star ring. So yeah, pretty simple when you get the hang of it though. Although most of the time, much like the forms of some levels for the sake of Sonic Lost World, or even Sonic Generations as a matter of fact, you're gonna have to replay the levels multiple times until you're able to actually go into alternative pathways to take. And then basically you can get yourselves a nice little reward, which is of course the red star rings, of course. So that way you can able to get your benefit for the doubt when it comes to able to collecting everything, basically. So, and of course the main gimmick of this stage, as you can see, is the fact that, relatively speaking, we need to dodge these specific, orange, laser wheel things, which, if you manage to able to get hit by these things, then you're probably gonna lose all of your rings if you get hit by them, so that's something worth classifying for able to try to avoid these. So, and of course we'll still take down more egg pawns as much as possible, so we can able to actually just, well, I would say almost trying to rank up more points as... Ah, you kidding me? Ah. Well, there goes my chance to able to get the S rank from, which just kind of sucks if you ask me, because although another thing is worth mentioning for, the reason why we're not going to get an S rank either is that in addition to able to lose all of my rings, but also we need to require the final wisp in the game for likely just trying to rank up some more points and stuff like that, so... oh well, we'll be back for that. Although I might as well do that off screen actually, whenever I decide to able to. Well, again, I'll talk more about that whenever we're able to continue our progressioning for this game. So that might be something worth noting for the sake of well, progressioning, so... And of course, we need able to keep on activating the blue switch, so that way we can able to actually go up in some form or another, so, although I could potentially try to use the hover, because I have no idea why I just keep that there. Although, mind you, we've already at the end of the level anyway, so I have no idea what's the point of able to actually just to get onto that stuff. So, yeah, looks like there goes my S-rank run on this particular act. But that's okay, because, again, we'll be back for more red star rings in the future, once we're able to actually unlock, you know, all of the wisps throughout the game. So, but it might take a while though, just because of the forms of, well, some pretty tight platforming involved, or something like that. Although, personally speaking, about the fact I felt like platforming in this game is super easy, because I'm, you know, pretty much used to on the Wii version, so I just have no words to say, because I must be honest, there's not much else I can talk about, aside from, well, you know, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe came out on the Switch for about 3 years ago, since 2019, so, yeah, I can't even believe it's been 3 years. So, despite having really, touched on that game that much, though, just because, well, personally speaking, it's just the fact that, although I would like to play on the go, once I go into the actual tropical holidays and stuff like that, I mean, that will be awesome, but, unfortunately, though, I haven't got back into the game since then. Well, mainly it's because of how the fact that, wow, apparently that the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe does not receive any in-game updates here and there. Although, mind you, because of how the fact that I was expecting they were able to actually fix everything with that annoying 12 jump thing for the sake of if you jump in mid-air and stuff. But apparently it is not patched at all, so yeah, that seems a bit odd. So anyway, so let's go ahead and deal with Act 5, and yeah, the music is all good again, because that's seriously, it's more like it, because again, unlike the second act, that it just feels kind of, well, meh to me, especially noticeable because it's, how come that instrument choice is a good idea? I mean, I must be honest here, so... Anyways, let's try to use the blue cube wisp to able to actually just, well, not only just trying to go down there, but also just trying to rank up some more points every time whenever you're trying to grab, you know, some of these blue rings, which actually will really help you throughout the majority of the S-rank run-throughs, all that stuff. And also, as you can see, we actually stumbled across these little, swinging things right here. They can able to actually just well, if you try to do a well-timed homie attack, as you can see on screen, then basically that way you can able to actually just do a little bit of a fast motion right here instantly, which it does help you throughout, especially noticeable, unlike the Wii version. Oh, there's another trophy I just somehow got, and that is, I think it's something to do with the homie attacks, I think. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get the next red star ring, and I'm not sure if it's possible I can able to get that one up there, because it looks like, yeah, it's been locked by the those other blocks I still need to destroy, and plus I need to be fast on it though, because if I somehow go fast, then I should be able to get that particular red star ring from there. But unfortunately though, I didn't get my chance, so oh well, no big deal. We'll be back for that in the future. So let's see what rank I can get on this act. It might not be an S though, because obviously that I have somehow gone A instead, so... Oh yeah, one thing I should probably mention about is the fact that with depending on what rank you get, basically, you know, kind of like how it did on the Wii version, that basically, that if you get an A rank, well, let's take a look back on the Wii version for a second, and that is the fact that if you get an A rank, you get yourselves just 1-up, but if you get an S rank, you get 3 1-ups, and that could be similar to this version as well, except the fact that these extra lives are now replaced by the forms of those park tokens. So, for instance, if you get an A rank, you get 1 park token, and if you get an S rank, you get 3 park tokens. So, that's sure it's something worth to knowing for the sake of the forms of what rewards you can get for, based off of what rank you get. So, yeah, there's not much else to say for this point right here, so... And also, therefore, I've noticed, ever since in Act 2, on Sweet Mountain level, they realized the fact that there was actually some new dialogue from Tails, which, as a result, what he's trying to tell us is the fact that, that he was trying to say to you there's some more Eggman's robots because you activate the switch, which actually activates Eggman's robots to appear. And he goes like, uh-oh, that switch will actually unleash some more Eggman's robots or something. Well, at least I haven't really paid attention, because the only thing that's kind of problematic in this remaster though is that the sound mixing is, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of worse than the forms of Sonic Adventure 2's sound mixing issues, because, well, obviously you can, the only time you can only hear for the majority of the game is the sound effects, and as a result though, and possibly voice clips as well, and unfortunately though, for the in-game music, you can't hear that much, mainly because if you couldn't tell already that I wasn't paying attention to the forms of the actual music track department, specifically with all the new remix music here and there, just because I can barely hear it, just because of the actual obnoxious sound effects sound mixing, which, as a result though, that is kind of hard to hear the music sometimes, because the sound effects can get annoyingly loud whenever they drown out the actual parts itself up. I mean, yeah, it is kind of a similar thing for Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 with all that bad sound mixing issues, but except the fact that the soundtrack is actually not too shabby for the most part for... Oh, what the heck? Now, as you can see, we ended up going on to the different pathway, as you can see, but unfortunately, I screwed this up, mainly because, well, one thing I'm gonna have to say for this point right away is that the Jade Ghost Wisp, when it comes to the lock-on cursor, is not perfect, because, well, I have no problems with it on the Xbox One version, as well as the forms of the Switch version, because obviously it works just fine. However, on the PS4 version, I swear to God, the lock-on cursor doesn't show up most of the time. And as a result though, it can really mess up with my movements there. So, yeah, we have to go to the normal pathway, which actually leads us to the donut segment. So, oh well, I'll be back for it at some point, don't worry, just don't worry. I will show you guys the alternative goal ring, so do not worry for this one, guys, do not worry. So, it's just the fact that I just get screwed over by that stupid lock-on, just not respawn to me most of the time for, you know, the Jade Ghost Wisp, so, oh well, no big deal. And that will pretty much gives us another unlockable thing in the Game Land segment. So, yeah, it all seems self-explanatory here. And now we can take on the next boss fight. And we might bump into Dr. Eggman somehow? Well, we shall see.
This park is huge.
Yeah, Eggman could be anywhere.
Indeed I could, but I'm right here behind this generator. That's it, Hedgehog. Stand there and be a nice little target.
Tails, is that you humming?
Sonic, look out!
Tails, buddy?
He's my buddy now.
What have you done to him?
Me? I did nothing at all. Unless shooting him with my mind control beam that runs on alien energy counts is doing something to him. Does it? To get to me, you're going to have to go through your best friend. This turned out much better than I could have hoped, and I only used a small prototype.
Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, I will. In fact, the only way to make this better would be to have you two fight.
Come on, Tails. Snap out of it, dude. You don't want to do this.
What the?
Tails, buddy, are you all right?
Huh? Where am I? Why is my nose hair tingling?
Lousy, cheap alien energy. Huh? Ran out of juice. Well, I'll get more. Lots more. And then I won't just control one little punk, but the whole universe. In the meantime, enjoy the park. I'll leave you your own private tour guide.
Pay up, Tails. I told you he had an evil plot, and coming here was a good idea. There it is, straight from the horse's mouth.
We didn't bet.
Dang.
Okay then, so let's tackle the boss fight in terms of the Sweet Mountain world, and that is of course something to do with the forms of the Captain Pirate robot that I honestly don't know about, because either way though, it has been a long while. So anyway, so this entire battle, pretty much exactly the same as the forms of how it does it on the Wii version, except, well, with a different remix music this time around. So, although the best advice for this boss fight is the fact that you're not able to get out the yellow drill wisp out, thanks to the forms of those continuous bright yellow cannonballs that we have to destroy, because obviously if you don't do this at all, you'll make the battle a bit harder and also like, well, drag on at points if you decide able to go for a normal method by trying to use the stomp or even a homing attack, because there's also another one of these bosses in during the course of Aquarium Park, which I will say it is still is my least favorite boss fight, by the way, and I'm honestly not looking forward to that. But regardless of such, we'll try our best if we're able to actually just to get the best ranks if possible. Although, again, yes, ranks in particular can be tricky sometimes, especially noticeable. You have to be so specific with that particular requirement. Mainly something to do with these mole-like drill enemies there. But as you can see, that to get trophies on these kinds of boss fights, much like one of those rotation bosses ever since in Tropical Resort World, they got to hit these particular... Where's the explosion effect, by the way? Oh, that's a bit underwhelming. Especially noticeable that unlike the Wii version that it shows an explosion effect, whilst in here though, it doesn't show it up this time, which is kind of sad honestly, but regardless of such, it knows what it stands when it comes to not every single perfect ports or remasters on certain games. Just saying.
Hey, Sonic, did you give the guide your complaint?
Oh, I gave it to him pretty good. Sup, Yacker? So did you get any more info out of him?
Well, it wasn't easy, but yeah.
Well, we know Eggman is going to use the energy he's stealing for a mind control weapon.
Learned that one the hard way.
Do we know how Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah. At first I thought that Yacker was talking about how Baldy Nosehair was using burps to do it.
He is pretty gassy. Maybe the smell would knock him out? I don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
That's what I said. It made no sense. Then I made a tiny adjustment and realized he was saying generators.
So, no burps. Well, that's a relief.
Tell me about it. So basically, Eggman is using 5 tractor beam generators to hold their planet in orbit while he scoops the aliens all up.
Hold a whole planet?
Well, it's tiny, but still, yeah.
Okay, fine. 5 generators? Well, I've already leveled 2.
So, if my math is correct, that leaves us 3 more of those bad boys to take out.
Nobody said there'd be math, but I'm with you, buddy.
We should get moving. Yacker says the aliens don't have much time.
Once I start moving, I don't need much time.
Soon the mind control weapon will be full of energy I've siphoned from the aliens, and Sonic's world will be the center of my interplanetary theme park.
Y'all reckon you'll be able to get yourself enough of that energy to take over the whole dang planet?
Yes, I reckon I will. Where is your new voice chip?
Got it right here, sir. Just need to install it. The think bone's connected to the talk bone. The talk bone's connected to the mouth bone. There. Good as new.
Finally. I don't think anything could have been more annoying than that cowboy chatter.
Feeling ship-shape with me new voice chip I am. Begging your pardon, Squire, but me and my matey are gonna sail off and search for that lubber Sonic. Arr!
I think that's the wrong chip.
Really? Are you sure he doesn't normally speak in pirate?
On the bright side, he's much more exotic now.
Just go find him and... Shortly, I will have no need for those idiots. In just a few hours, Sonic's world will be under my control. When it is, it will be the crown jewel of my amusement park. The greatest amusement park in the universe! Ha ha ha! I think I gloated so hard I pulled a muscle.
So yeah, as what Sonic has just mentioned, that, well, we basically took down 2 generators and only 3 more to go. That is to deal with the forms of Planet Wisp, Aquarium Park, as well as Asteroid Coaster. So yeah, these are the only next stops we're going to be hit on to, as well as we actually unlock the Egg Shuttle, which we'll talk more about that until whenever we get into the next video. So anyways, I think suffice to say we should probably end things off at this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of Sonic Colors Ultimate, and that is the fact that we're going to be traveling to the forms of the next planet, which is the most recognizable planet ever, Planet Wisp. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Later, fellas.